Alright guys, Royal Rossler here, and today I'm going to be talking about the July 20th editions of NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic. There were 7 matches across both episodes. No, 8 actually, I've just noticed. I'm going to break down all of them, tell you my favourite ones, and so let's get into it. Firstly, I do want to say my Battleground predictions will be up Friday or Saturday, so tomorrow or the next day. Battleground pay-per-view I'm looking forward to. Zayn and Owens are going to kill it. The Triple Threat main event should be great, and I'm looking forward to maybe an upset in the minor belt division. And Sasha Banks' mystery partner, I'm still looking forward to whoever that is. Okay, so obviously NXT is first. Kicks off at 1 o'clock. And we opened with Samoa Joe taking on Rhino. I've seen this match a couple of times in NXT now, but not for a while, so it was quite fresh, but not fresh enough. But it was okay. There was some good back and forth, but in the end, Samoa Joe basically slapped Rhino and then put him in a coquina clutch. Rhino taps out, and Samoa Joe gets the win. I'd give it 2 stars. I thought it was okay TV match. Good to build Samoa Joe up for Nakamura at Brooklyn. After that, we went to the Authors of Pain taking on American Alpha in a tag team match. Now this lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, and this was actually quite well done. American Alpha didn't get squashed by the Authors of Pain. They were very competitive. Jordan came in and just started throwing them, being an absolute beast. Gable even actually threw one of them, which was really shocking. Jordan did a dive over the ropes, but in the end, the Authors of Pain did, after Jordan went headfirst into the steps, they got Chad Gable in the ring and hit the big clothesline Russian leg sweep for the win. I give this 2 3/4 stars. This was a decent matchup, very good TV matchup. The Authors of Pain and American Alpha are, of course, getting a rematch at NXT Brooklyn, so that's going to be a good match if they get enough time. Then we had the squash of the show, which was Patrick Clark from NXT, who's come out in like a very American Uncle Sam gimmick, taking on Austin Aries. Patrick Clark has been training for less than a year and he's in the ring with Aries. How shocking. This was a squash. Patrick Clark did nothing really. Aries hit a discus forearm when Patrick Clark did the springboard, which was the big move of the match. And then Aries made him tap out to the last chancery, which it's fine. You need to build Aries up. I'm not going to grade it because it's a squash match. And in the main event, Bayley versus Nia Jax. This was a very good matchup, and this was not as good. No, this was the best matchup Bayley and Nia Jax have had. This was very well put together. There was great psychology in this match. So, the best bit of psychology, and I said to my friend, because I always watch it with him now on a night time, I had a piece of psychology in my mind which they were going to do, which was Nia Jax is not going to hit the leg drop because it was useless at Brooklyn. And she goes to hit the leg drop and then stops herself and then goes to the top rope, which I thought was just brilliant psychology. That's such a really smart idea. But that actually costs her. She goes to the top rope, Bayley hits over Bayley to belly off the second rope, and Bayley gets the win. 3 1/4 stars, a very good match, very good way to end the show. Bayley's going to Brooklyn to face Asuka, Nia Jax is going to the main roster. All is happy in NXT land, good episode of NXT. Moving on to the Cruiserweight Classic, and they acknowledged Daniel Bryan's new role as SmackDown GM, which was cool. Speaking of that, on NXT they actually acknowledged the call-ups, so they had a video of Alexa Bliss and Finn Balor and Carmella and Mojo Rawley and stuff getting called up, which was nice. But anyway, the CWC started with Tajiri, who was a big nostalgic moment for me. I watched a lot of Tajiri because one of my favourites is Rey Mysterio, so I watched a lot of Cruiserweight wrestling with Rey Mysterio and Tajiri, and some great SmackDown matches. I'm going to be honest, really, really good SmackDown matches. Tajiri took on Damian Slater. I thought this was a good matchup. A lot of good back and forth. Tajiri shows how much of a veteran he is. Just some very smart tactics, like using the ropes to his advantage, using a lot of submissions. When he locked in the tarantula on the ropes, that was a big mark-out moment. But in the end, he hit Damian Slater with the buzzsaw kick, another big mark-out moment. 1, 2, 3. There was some good kicks in this matchup, a good kicking spot where it's normally an elbow spot, but they were kicking each other in the ribs, which I thought was quite a good spot. But in the end, yeah, Tajiri, the buzzsaw kick, Damien Slater's done. 1, 2, 3. 3-star matchup. Very good. Tajiri advances to face Grand Metalik. Interesting. I think Metalik might go through, but interesting matchup. Then we had TJ Perkins taking on Damak in what I thought was a very good matchup. There was a lot of high flying in this matchup, but that was also contrasted by a lot of great technical ability by TJP. He locked in a lot of submissions, a knee bar, a Boston Crab, some arm wrenches and stuff. A really good enziguri from Damak. There was some really good matchup. This is probably one of the best matches the CWC's had so far. But in the end, a great ending sequence where TJP hits him with basically a Prince Puma or Ricochet-esque fireman's carry roundhouse kick. Hits him with that and then gets him in a rolling knee bar. Damak has to tap out. They show respect at the end. Very good matchup. TJP advances to face either Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa. Interesting. 3.25 stars. Very good matchup. Very good matchup. Then we had a matchup I thought was even better. Lince Dorado taking on Mustafa Ali. Now my pick in the tournament was Ali, and I think Ali was really good in this matchup. He showed a lot of good high flying ability. He showed a lot of good wrestling ability, but Dorado was very good as well. A lot of hurricanranas, a sick, oh my god, a sick head scissor on the apron, off the apron, great spot. And then, oh my god, the springboard reverse Frankensteiner from Lince Dorado, basically killing Mustafa Ali. What a great spot that was. And then Mustafa Ali did a springboard Spanish fly, which is a C4. It's a flip. We've got him, it's a flipping rock bottom, flipping Uranagi. What a great spot. And I'm actually going to bump my grade up because I genuinely really like this matchup. I'm going to give this 3 3/4 stars. This is by far the best match of this tournament so far. And damn, this was a good matchup. Check this matchup out. Really good stuff. Lince Dorado won after Mustafa Ali went for a reverse 450, kind of like Adrian Neville, misses it, and then Lince Dorado hits a picture-perfect shooting star press for the win. Main event, Akira Tozawa taking on Kenneth Johnson. This was the weakest match on the show. Kenneth Johnson has a lot to learn. Kenneth Johnson wasn't very good here. I feel quite sorry for Tozawa because Tozawa was trying to get a really good match back, Kenneth Johnson, but he just couldn't really get that really good match. My grading for it is going to be 2 1/4 stars. I'm going to drop it from what I've actually given it. 2 1/4 stars. It was okay. Kenneth Johnson missed a spinning leg drop off the top rope, which when I say he missed, when you're laying on the mat ground and you're going to move, you at least need to make it look like the person on top was going to hit that person. Kenneth Johnson totally missed them. Akira Tozawa, sorry. But in the end, Akira Tozawa won with he hit an awesome German suplex on Kenneth Johnson, which he solved really well, and then he hit him with a bridging German. Why are we all using bridging German suplexes today? Except Lesnar, weirdly. But in the end, yeah, 2 1/4 stars. Akira Tozawa advances to face either Jack Gallagher or Anthony Bennett. So, interesting. Anyway, that was this week's NXT and Cruiserweight Classic. This week's Cruiserweight Classic, I think, was better than last week's. I think the Lince Dorado Mustafa Ali match was great. Really enjoyed that. I think the Mac TJ Perkins match was very good, and obviously the Jerry match was a nostalgic rush. Just wish Kenneth Johnson was better. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Raw Rustler. As I said, my Battleground predictions will be up probably tomorrow or the day after. I'm looking forward to the show. And thanks for watching, guys. This has been Raw Rustler. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.